Is it hot outside? Is it too damn hot for wigs on your head? And you want to give your natural hair a break? If you want to give your natural hair a break and it's too damn hot for wigs, then why not try 90s braid? 90s human hair braid, quick and easy style for this hot weather. Stay tuned.
No hair was hurt during the filming of this video.
Back to Mrs. G's Living. I am Mrs. G. On this channel, we focus on beauty, fashion, style, and much more. So if that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing and joining our community. So in today's video, we have a 1990s human hair braid inspired tutorial. So whether you call it tree braids, whether you call it goddess braids, whether you call it boho braids, or something completely different, this is inspired by the 90s hairstyles I would wear back in the days. So if you want a tutorial on how to do human hair box braids on your own, please stay tuned. So I'm going to start off by washing the hair because I don't know what's going on with the hygiene elsewhere, but I'm not trying to get ringworms or anything else. So I'm going to wash the hair. So this basin I use specifically for washing my wigs, washing any type of hair. So I'm going to fill it with some warm water. I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar, and then I'm going to add my shampoo, any shampoo of your choice. And I'm going to generously add the shampoo to the water, and then I'm going to submerge the hair in the water and wash it maybe 2 to 3 times just to make sure that you get the, that smell out and that is actually clean. And then I allow it to air dry overnight. I don't know if I have enough human hair because buying human hair now is different than buying human hair in the 90s. I feel like this whole pack in the 90s would have been $20 as opposed to me buying it on Amazon. So I bought a 24-inch length, and I believe it's 100 grams, they said. So 24-inch length, and it retailed for, I believe, $55. And then I bought a 26-inch length with 2 bundles in it that retailed for $66. I may need more here considering that it's not a lot of hair in these bundles. So I did have to go back to my local beauty supply store and buy another pack of hair, which was 24 inches. And I believe it was for $60. So in total, I probably paid $190 to $200. Honestly, I would say to buy the hair that is on the weft, or buy the sewing hair and then cut the weft, because it's going to be more cost effective. And I'm also going to show you some of the issues that you will encounter once buying human hair, which I don't remember encountering this in the 90s, but I'll let you know a little bit later on. I washed my hair. I air dried it, so I'm going to have to re-detangle it. So what I have now is my denim brush, my rat tail comb. I'm going to use my Donna's Recipe leave-in conditioner, as well as the extra cream hair and scalp oil as to moisturize my hair as I go, because I'm actually trying to just, condense my hair product closet. Of course, Shining Jam for the parts, and a water bottle, duck clips, and these clips as well. And that's what I'm going to use. Now, I've already parted my hair in 4 sections because I like to go into sections when doing my own hair. And I'm always going to start with the front, because I feel like as long as the front look good, the back can be a party. So, the front, as long as the front is part right, the back can look however, because I feel like you shouldn't even be that close to me to see the parting in the back of my hair anyway. So, let's get started. So, first I'm going to moisturize my hair. So, just some water. Put in some leave-in conditioner, because I need to re-detangle it from the twist that I use in order to air dry it.
I can feel
just slightly detangle it, making sure no knots are there. Going to use the extra cream hair and scalp oil. Rub that up. Use the detangle brush to just slightly detangle. Now, most people will blow dry and kind of stretch their hair. I prefer not to, because that would mean I have to braid my hair. Once it's stretched and it's in its stretched state, it's longer as opposed to it's being in its kinky state. And I don't want to have to braid my hair, in its longer state. If you know, you know. So I'm just going to make my first part, starting at the earlobe. I haven't decided what size. I'm just going to make them, I would say, medium size. I always make sure to just have a little mirror, but I have mirrors all around my house, so sometimes I'll just go in to make a perfect part. So you can part it. I'm going to just add some jam to make the part more crisp, more detailed. Now, at the front, I'm going to use the shorter bundles, which are the 24 inches. And now I'm just going to make it into a box. I'm just going to make them bigger. So I'm just going to take a little bit of hair. Take to your desired. I'm just going to stretch. So also at the top where it's bluntly cut, there are a lot of short pieces, short ends, I guess, to give it more density. So you can see me running my hand through it and how much short ends I am receiving. And I went to TikTok and there were girls complaining about this as well. This is why I suggest getting the wefts. Also, the best way to kind of separate the hair is by wetting the blunt section that they cut. That's wrapped around, wetting it, and then adding a little bit of leave-in conditioner because it'll make it tacky and easy to separate. Now, it's several ways that you can braid. People braid differently. I use the option of just keeping it attached and splitting the bigger end. And then I'm just going to get to the braids. Now, I am not doing knotless. I hate knotless braids, and I will never do it because the whole point for me to get braids is for it to sustain and last. And I feel like knotless braids are not going to sustain because it is using your actual hair first. So, yeah. So I'm going to just braid regularly. Now, back in the days, I never used to knot the braids at the end. I would just let them loose. And I never had a problem with it falling out. But I think nowadays, with this type of braids, I may just have to knot the end so it doesn't fall out. We'll see once I finish braiding down. I'm just going to use some jam to smooth out my hair so it can go seamlessly with the human hair. Along the braid, I am going to take some strands out to give it that boho effect. So I'm going to take some of the strands out. Use this. Anything, I just leave it loose because, and this is important why I don't stretch or straighten my hair, because I feel like when my hair is in its kinky state, it stays more, it'll make it more intact with the braid, so the braid will not slip out. When it's in its more of like a silky state where it's stretched out, then that's when you have a problem with the braids actually not adhering or slipping out after you finish braiding it. So I'm just going to braid my hair to the end. Okay. So this is how much I have left once my natural hair is, you know, braided to the end. I'm gonna take those two little strands. So I'm gonna do the strands sporadically through. Not everyone is going to have, you know, the curly strands out, but this is what we're working with so far. So I'm gonna come back when I'm almost, you know, partially done and show you the final results. But so far, so good. It's been 3 days later and I'm almost done. This is not for the faint at hearts, because if you don't know how to feed in hair, this is definitely going to be challenging for you. So one tip that I can suggest is that when you get your bundle, it'll look blunt. It'll have a blunt cut like this. So what I typically will do is you can wet it. You can slightly spritz it, right? And then I'll add just a little bit of jam to it. And the reason is because it'll help with the parting. So you always want to separate the hair by the top, because if you separate by the middle, a lot of tangles. Also, what I found out is that many of these hair brands, regardless, and I had to go to TikTok to just see it wasn't the brands I was buying. I saw Janet, I saw other brands. They incorporate a lot of short strands to add to, I guess, the gram of the hair, when these short strands you can't use. So take a wide tooth comb and just comb it up, and it'll help with taking out those short strands at the top, because it's a blunt cut. And it'll also help with the stretching of the hair. So we have 3 more left, and I hope I have enough hair. I end up using 3 packs. So I ran out of hair with the 2 packs that I bought from Amazon, went to my local store and just bought whatever they had available. So as I said, you want to separate from the top, because if you separate from the middle, it can get really tangled. So I'm going to separate. I'm going to smooth out. Stretch it. And as you can see, there are some short strands. So smooth out. So I usually just break it in half, 1 strand in half. And then I start the braiding. Now, as I said with the human hair, so I'm actually going to put this strand, these little clips come in handy. I'm gonna put 1 strand back, and then I'm just gonna add more, feed in more strands of the hair. Typically when you do like a braid out on your natural hair, they tell you not to bar so you can get a uniform curl. This is one time barring is good, because with barring, it to me seals the hair in. I always make sure that it's nice and secure in there before I take another strand. So for example, if I wanted to, I'll take this entire strand, which was 1/3 of the braid. I have 2 strands, so I'm just gonna split the bigger strand in 2 and then feed in the other braid. Sometimes it's just easier to put it in your mouth. No pun intended. I might cut that out because the internet is wild. No time for apology, girlfriend. Just braid all the way. So I braid all the way down until my hair, my natural hair, is covered. And I also will put some jam on my natural hair to make it smooth it out. And I think that also helps with the braiding staying intact. Okay, so that's how it looks. So let me show you. So that's how the braid looks.